I can understand the feelings of having been involved in one thing, moving across to something else that is just as important in its own right, but it just doesn't carry the same, either excitement or feelings of achievement maybe as...
Without a shadow of doubt, I felt a significant difference in level of motivation and the sort of the responsibility, the kudos, I'd worked so hard, and then I had the privilege to then fly an awesome machine in the Apache, and to get to operate it on those 3 tours, and actually spend enough time on it to go from novice to reasonably competent at it, and then the step change in going from that to starting right at the start again as a junior Puma pilot in the Air Force, a different culture, but a bit older. So I was then all my peers were kind of young, early to mid 20s, just starting out on their Air Force career, and of course I was in my early 30s now, about to get married and hopefully and have a family was the plan, and also I'd gone from already having done something really cool to then doing something that was a little less inspiring. I felt a bit underwhelmed, and that was extremely hard, difficult to explain to people, because if you took it in isolation, so you're getting to get paid a reasonable salary, to have a nice lifestyle, to go and learn how to fly, be taught how to fly to a really good standard, and get to enjoy flying around. Yes, that's one way of looking at it, but at the time I felt it was quite a struggle culturally, because I'd gone from completely immersed in a really high profile job to doing something which I felt was quite backward in terms of technology and capability, and that I felt the priorities were all a little bit to cock. I'd come from operating a fighting system, a weapon system where I could actually really make a difference on the ground, to then being back in a sort of quite dry academic environment where the priorities were all completely skewed in my mind. And suddenly, losing 10 foot on a quick stop maneuver was more important than be able to put down accurate fire and give a really good situational report on the radio to a JTAC, which might save lives. And that was tricky. I had to dig really deep for the first time ever. I'd been so motivated to achieve all the other things I'd done up to that point, but now here I was doing something that I really wasn't that focused on or that fussed on. So that was a real struggle. But the trade-off was, of course, I was now getting the chance to spend time with my wife, we subsequently got married, and then enjoyed a nice married life together. But it wasn't as clear cut as perhaps it would first appear from the outside. And also at the same time, I'd made that decision to come across to the Air Force to have a more stable and easier life, so we could start a family. So we were trying for kids soon after we got married, and then after a while, sadly, no success there. So we tried IVF, and then the first round didn't work. So we then tried it again, and no success. And then pretty much the doctor said, sorry, that's it. You guys aren't going to be having kids. So that was a really tough time, because my life direction had completely changed. I was no longer doing just what I wanted and entirely going off and only thinking of how I was going to live my life. It was all about how can we live a nice life together and start a family together. And sadly, it didn't work out having kids. But you count your blessings, and I'm extremely lucky. We got a lovely, happy marriage, and it's how you respond to external factors that are beyond your control. Nothing we could do about it. We did everything we could. Some things don't go quite as you'd want, but so that was a tough time. But I think a combination of things led me to think, actually, my time in the military is done. Because if I want to go and do something that's really cool and high tempo and I really enjoy and I want to get my teeth into, that's going to come at an enormous cost of effort and being moved around, and and Claire wouldn't enjoy that. Actually, I think I've got a better plan here. I'm going to leave. I'm going to set my own business up, and I'm going to do all the things that I really want to do.